Hi, I've had a request for an extra session to have available to you guys online. I will say specifically, Danielle's been asking me to do this, so I'm doing it. So let's come to a comfortable seat. It's going to last about 30 to 40 minutes. So come to a comfortable cross-legged seat, and of course, always have a prop if you feel that that makes it more comfortable for you to have your knees below your hips. So when you're in an upright position, it's preferable to have your knees below your hips. Can be a couple of folded up towels, can be some books, but it's a wonderful, wonderful way to not only override tightness in the hips, but also begin to open up into Sushumna Nadi, that thread-like cord that runs down the center of the spine, because it's helping you to tip your pelvis a little forward and make it a little bit more easier to have the back of your head lined up with the base of the spine. So let's rest the hands on the thighs and close the eyes and relax your face and hands and feet and begin your smooth, full, echoey breath. Feeling the rib cage expand and contract, the shoulders melting down from the ears, and letting the physical self be supported by the earth. I'm going to chant Om 3 times. We should chant Om from time to time. It helps us to strengthen our connection to God or whatever that universal light, love, and connection means to you. So if you're going to join me on the 3 Oms, Om means God. Take a full breath in. See if you can sit with your eyes closed and maybe pick up on the vibration from my voice or my voice combined with yours. The vibration from our voice helps to prepare us with the sound of Om. Begin to clear the vrittis, the movements in the mind, and to prepare our body, mind, and spirit for the practice. And then lower your chin towards your chest and open your eyes if they're closed, and use your sense of sight to take in the space that we're going to be practicing in. So the second time when I say Om, and now see if you can have the Ujjayi breath flowing, even if I'm talking or holding a pose, and we'll switch gears when we come to our final relaxation pose, but have the Ujjayi breath flowing now. So the second time when I go, oh, right? So pronouncing Om that way is helping to remind us that the divine has no beginning, no middle, and no end. It always was and always will be. And we are the divine. We are the divine. So from your upright seat, bring your wrists or hands in front of your shins. And on your next inhale, reach the right arm alongside your head. And on your exhale, press into that left shin and ease around to the right, getting a nice twist through the spine. And let the right arm rest back, ideally right in line with your spine, right? But be gentle, because the poses serve you, and over time, they'll feel easier. On the inhale, you're going to feel your spine get a little taller maybe. And when you exhale, you're going to see if you can float around to the right a little more. Feeling the rib cage expand and contract. On your next breath in, bring the right arm back alongside your head and rest the right hand in front of your right shin. Swadhyaya, other side. Inhale, lift the left arm alongside the head. And when you breathe out, easing away from the right shin and letting the left arm be behind you, ideally in line with your spine. And we want to get a little taller on the in-breath, and we want to ease around to the left on the exhale. So the Yoga Sutras tell us that when we can see directly behind ourselves, we're better connected to what has happened in our past. And we use that as a roadmap so that we can more gracefully proceed in our future. And then on your next breath in, lift the left arm alongside your head, coming to face forward, left hand as well as right in front of the shin. Bring your hands in line with your hips, and we'll do a side lean to each side. So inhale, lift the left arm up, and breathing out, hold this left arm up, and let your left arm touch the left side of your head. When you breathe in again, lengthen through the left side of your torso, and when you exhale, ease it over to the right. So maybe you're like me and you're going to be high on your fingertips. Maybe you're more open and you begin to come down towards the palm of the hand. Maybe you're very open and your elbows bent. Maybe you're very, very, very open and your forearm is down. Also, I'm on a block, so it keeps me a little bit away from the earth. But feel space in the left side of your body. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, left arm down in line with your left side of your body, but in line with your left hip specifically. Inhale, reach the right arm up and have the right arm touch the right side of the head. We don't want to let the head dangle here. Inhale, lengthen through the right side of your body. So we're trying to see how far we can get these right fingertips from the right hip, right? And then latching it and easing it over to the right. Oh, I feel a little bit more open on this side. So it's good information to know if you've got a greater or a lesser range of motion doing the poses from one side to the other. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, the right arm in line with the spine. And these are pre-meditation poses, the side lean and spinal twist, the seated spinal twist. And we're going to come to do potted palms. So if you're sitting up on something like I am, take it out from under you and you can stay facing the camera. I'm going to turn sideways. So to set yourself up best for potted palm, you want to ease to the front of your sitting bones as opposed to being right on top of them. And you want to get a sense that your inner thighs are rolling back, that your pubic bone is tucking under, and your tailbone is reaching back. So we're going to start with a straight spine, bringing the hands in line with the shoulders. So arms are shoulder distance apart. And when you breathe in, pull against your sticky mat so that the mats are sticky on purpose to give us leverage to create space in the body. And when you exhale, maybe you're going to stay put. Maybe you're going to walk back because it's too intense for your hips, or maybe you can come a little more forward. But regardless, pay attention to your right and left hip so we can bring more prana there. I don't want to round. I want to find the back bend. I want to draw the spine into the back body. And then relax your hands and round on purpose. Maybe your forearms are touch the mat. Maybe they don't. Just listen to your body and let the weight of your heavy head moving forward in opposition to the weight of your hips being down and back allow you to maybe get a little more circulation into your back itself, right? Get a little bit more prana, maybe into the right and left hip socket. But try to hear your breath as it's flowing in and out. Try to notice the parts of your body that are connecting you to the earth. And if you notice that you're holding, common places are in your shoulders, the back of your neck, scrunching your face, fingers or toes. Disengage it. Get out aware of it. Don't worry about it. On your next inhale, walk your hands in towards your shins, bringing your shoulders back above your hips. And notice if maybe you're beginning to see a shift in your energy. Maybe it's beginning to calm down, right? As we become more kaphic and move away from that vata or pitta tendencies. So I'm going to sit back up on something because that feels better to me for my meditation. And you're going to sit however you're comfortable. right? So you don't have to be in a cross-legged seat. It's beneficial to be in a cross-legged seat if it's possible because it helps to, sorry, increase range of motion in your knees and your hips. And also, Ida and Pingala are tied for second place for there's three main channels of energy in the body. Nadis, Sushumna Nadi that runs down the center of the spine is numero uno. And then Ida and Pingala are tied for second place. They have a strong presence on either side of the nose. That's why we want to try to breathe. One of the reasons we try to breathe in and out through the nose. But Ida and Pingala start in the Ajna chakra and then they crisscross down or up the spine, depending on the flow of energy through them in your system at any particular time. And so when we're in a cross-legged seat, it's a good opportunity to help energy flow through Ida and Pingala. But in your meditation, if your body is uncomfortable, it's not possible to move past the thoughts. So we always try to make the body as comfortable as possible. And so you might not be comfortable in your cross-legged seat. Okay, let's take the tips of the index fingers and thumbs to touch and rest the palms of the hands on the thighs. Your hands might be there, they might be here. If I'm having a slumpy day, I'll bring my hands to the inner thighs, inner legs, so it gives me leverage to draw that spine into the back body, opening into Sushumna. So wherever you place your hands, do it, be comfortable, and close your eyes. Bring your awareness to the tailbone at the base of the spine. And whenever you inhale, follow your breath as it moves up the back of your spine to the top of it. And when you exhale, let the breath flow like water down the front passage, down the front of the spine. So whenever you inhale, observe your breath as it flows up the back of your spine to the top. And whenever you exhale, observe it as it flows down the front of the spine back to the tailbone. So you're orbiting your breath around the spine, inhaling up the back, exhaling down the front. Stay with this pranayama technique to see if we can give ourselves a better shot of floating beyond the thoughts. And also bringing more awareness to Sushumna Nadi. And now float your awareness to Ajna. If you're forgetting how to get there, then get a sense for the space on your forehead in between your eyebrows, and then float back inside the skull a couple of inches. Holding your awareness in midbrain, begin to let the breath become more and more quiet, more and more shallow, till it's almost as though you're not even breathing at all. And with your awareness in Ajna, see if you can maybe float beyond the thoughts. If your thoughts are there and your awareness is on them, try not to have too much of a conversation. And you might want to use a mantra to silently drop in the midbrain area. Maybe use rum, rum, rum. It's pronounced R-U-M, but it means Ram, an incarnation of the divine. See if you can feel the roof of your mouth slightly lift, your tongue relax. Your eyes closed. We're going to make the transition back. So lower your chin a little bit towards your chest and bring the palms of the hands to touch. And then place the palms of the hands over your forehead and eyes. Let that healing heat penetrate through. And then begin to draw the hands down below your jaw. And then bring your hands to the back of the neck, massaging out the back of your neck. And then stacking your hands on your throat, draw a smooth line down the center of the body, the chakra line. Maybe giving your hands, running your hands down your legs. If you run your hands to your feet, give your feet a squeeze. It'll help bring the energy down. When we move into our stillness, our energy moves up. And then with your chin in towards your chest, open your eyes, bring back your sense of sight. And again, take in the room that you're doing your practice in tonight. So I'm in my yoga space in my barn that I have in my house upstate. So I talk about Ayurveda, our sister studies sometimes, and unless you take time to move into your stillness, and maybe you have a walking meditation. Some people do that. This is a method that has been shared with me that works. But unless you have a stillness practice and an asana practice, the Ayurvedic principles you might be engaging in or methods you might be exploring, they won't take hold unless you have a meditation practice or or an asana practice. I didn't make up the rules. I'm just sharing with you what's been said with me. So let's come to downward facing dog. So if you have a prop like I do, move it to the side. And as you make your way to downward facing dog, bend your knees as much as you can. Still let your head hang down. Your head's hanging down. But bend your knees as much as you can, tipping your pelvis towards the ceiling, bringing your abdomen towards your thighs. This is called old dog. Notice how your pelvis is tipped, or it's easier to tip your pelvis when your knees are very bent. We're back to the Ujjayi breath now. And now begin to lengthen through your knees as much as feels okay to you, but keep a slight tip in the pelvis. So it might mean you have to keep your knees a little bent to have that tip in your pelvis. That's what you want to do. That's the alignment. Have the arms from your armpit to your elbows rolling inward, and then, from your armpit to your elbow rolling outward, and from your elbow to the root of the index finger and thumb running slightly inward. So from elbow to hand, slight in, from elbow to shoulder, slight out. Two very subtle opposing rotations in the arms. Shake your head, no, 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 yes, yes, yes. And on your next breath in, lower your knees to the mat, tipping your pelvis, gazing up towards Ajna. And we want to bring the chin from the chest, but don't throw your head back so much that you're pinching in your neck. So listen to how your body feels. Exhale, round release the spine. Drop your head, drop your tailbone. Inhale, tip your pelvis and look up. Exhale, hips up, head down, downward facing dog. Inhale, lower your knees to the mat, tip your pelvis, look up. Exhale, round, release your spine. Inhale, tip your pelvis and look up. And exhale, hips up, head down, downward dog. One more time like that. Inhale, lower your knees to the mat, tip your pelvis and look up. Exhale, tops of feet into mat, round, release your spine. Inhale, tip your pelvis and look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. So hold your down dog and know that the dynamic in one of the dynamics, the main dynamic in down dog, is that you want to feel your thighs reaching towards the wall behind you as your hands press down and forward, right? So we want to get space between the bones and the spine. We want to feel the spine drawing into the back body, slight tip in the pelvis. On your next breath in, lift your right leg up into the air, close three-point pose. And then on your next breath in, point your right toes and exhale, roll your right inner thigh towards the ceiling. Bend your right knee. Inhale, lift your right knee up and out to the side. And on the next breath out, we're going to roll to the outer left foot, bringing the right ball of the foot down. So gravity's here, so the body might want to sink down, but we're not going to do that. We're going to lift it up, reach the right fingers to the ceiling, inwardly rotate the right arm, and your drishti, your gaze, is to the right palm of your hand. Our exit plan is to come to closed three-point pose. So I bring my right hand down, I reach my right leg back up, flexing the right foot like how we started, and right toes are flexed, head is hanging down. Exhale, lower your right foot to the mat and draw your thighs towards the wall behind you. Inhale, lift your left leg up into the air, left foot is flexed. Next breath in, we point the left toes. Next breath out, roll the left inner thigh towards the ceiling, bend your left knee. On the inhale, we lift that left knee up and out to the side, and on the exhale, roll to the outer right foot. Left arm reaches to the ceiling, reach the underside of your torso towards the ceiling. Rotate that left arm in, drishti towards the left palm. Exit plan is left hand down, left leg back up, closed three-point pose. Next breath out, lower your left foot to the mat and draw your thighs towards the wall behind you. Inhale, shift forward to plank pose, gaze is forward. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, quarter cobra, thighs are lifted. Exhale, press to your knees, curl your toes under. Let's bring the hips all the way to the heels of the feet and then unfold to downward facing dog from there. Listen to your breath. Inhale, shift to plank pose again. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, quarter cobra. Exhale, press to your knees and take yourself back to downward facing dog. So if we keep a little bit of a bend in the elbows, like a little micro bend as opposed to locking the elbows out, we're going to make the arms stronger. Strong arms protect your back. And then from here, walk your feet forward till they're underneath your hips. And then once they are, let's have the feet hip distance apart. And bend the knees to rest your belly on your thighs, your head is hanging down. Clasp your hands behind your back, maybe heels of the hands together. And on your next breath in, drop your hips and lift the sternum and the gaze. We're reaching those clasped hands down to open the front of the shoulders and drop your tailbone as much as you can to engage Uddiyana Bandha. On the exhale, lengthen through your elbows, head hangs down, and hands move towards the back of the head. Inhale, drop your hips, lift your sternum and your gaze. Exhale, lengthen through knees, forward fold. One more time. Inhale, drop your hips, lift your sternum and your gaze. Exhale, lengthen through knees, forward fold. Unclasp the hands and let your fingertips be by your toe tips and let that heavy head hang down. When you inhale, maybe shift a little bit more weight into the balls of the feet. When you exhale, see if you can bring your belly closer to your thighs and your nose closer to your shins. And we want to make these moves and practice and use the asanas so that we can begin to pick up on sensations in the body. Bend your knees, chin in towards your chest, and like Raggedy Ann or Raggedy Andy, notice what it feels like in the back body. Coming to the top, we lift the shoulders up and then drop them down and bring the chin parallel to the floor. So the reason why we lift the shoulders up and drop them down is to know the difference. It's a very common reaction to stress to lift the shoulders, even a little bit, and that's an energy zap. So bringing yourself to Swadhisthiti equal standing, reach the fingertips down towards the earth, feel a little bit of a tipping forward in the pelvis, so don't do that. And feeling the body weight balance between the balls and heels of the feet, stare at one specific spot, slightly ahead of your line of vision, and consider setting an intention to offer up the rest of the efforts on the mat too. Most important thing is to breathe. Second most important thing, in my humble opinion, is to try to be present. And I would say tie for that is respect how the body feels. So let's bring the arms alongside the head and grab your right wrist. Inhale, lengthen through the right side of your torso. Exhale, reach it up and over to the left. Inhale, come center. Exhale, hold the left wrist with the right hand. Inhale, lengthen through the left side of your body. Exhale, take it up and over to the right. Inhale, come center. Exhale, open up your arms. Again, you can stay facing forward, but I'm going to come sideways so you have a better sight line. And bring your upper body parallel to the floor. So maybe you need to bend your knees. Maybe you can lengthen through them a little bit more, but feel something in the backs of your thighs. On your next breath out, fold forward and down, fingertips by toe tips, and let that heavy head hang down. Every time you forward fold, you want to let the heels of the hands go towards the earth as much as they can. And then for sun breaths, hands to your shins. Inhale, draw the space between your shoulder blades in. Exhale, forward fold. Arms out to the side, lift the prayer pose above your head, and on the exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's do two more. Inhale, lift the prayer pose up. Exhale, dive it forward and down. Hands to your shins, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Arms out to the side. Inhale, lift the prayer pose up. And exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Last sun breath. Inhale, lift the prayer pose up. Exhale, float it forward and down. Hands to your shins, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Arms out to the side. Inhale, lift the prayer pose up. And exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. I'm going to move to the top of my mat. And if you're not at the top of your mat, I would suggest that you move there too, because you could use the real estate of the mat behind you. So from Tadasana, mountain pose, inhale, lift the prayer pose up. Exhale, we dive it forward and down. Inhale, come high on your fingertips. Exhale, bend your knees and step your left foot back, low lunge. On your next exhale, step your right foot to meet your left and hold in downward facing dog, seeing if there's a way on the exhale that you can create more space. See if your breath is smooth and full, and see if you are here, if you're on your mat or you daydreamed off. Inhale, shift forward to plank pose. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, quarter cobra. Exhale, press to your knees, maybe hips to heels, it's up to you. And take it back to downward facing dog. On the inhale, come high on the balls of both feet, look between your hands. Exhale, you're gonna step, and if your hips feel stiff, you're gonna pull your right foot forward, getting right knee above right ankle. On your next breath in, let's step the left foot up to meet the right, gaze to the forehead. Exhale, forward fold. Arms out to the side, inhale, prayer pose lifts up, and exhale, we bring it back to Tadasana, mountain pose. So keep the breath flowing, and if you find you're drifting off, it's a process, then use wherever you find yourself as your point of reference to bring yourself back. In Tadasana, it's a good opportunity to make a point of being present. Inhale, lift the prayer pose up, and exhale, dive it forward and down. Inhale, preparation. Exhale, bend your knees as much as you can. See if you can feel your Achilles tendons in your calves. On your next breath out, stepping the right foot back, and left knee is in left armpit. Spread your toes wide and breathe. Low lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot meets right. Inhale, shift to plank pose, top of a push-up. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, quarter cobra. Exhale, press to your knees and take it back to downward facing dog. On your next breath in, come high on the balls of both feet. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Next breath in, step the right foot to meet the left, gaze up, and exhale, forward fold. Arms out to the side. Inhale, lift the prayer pose up, and exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's leave the right foot where it is and take a big step back with the left foot. And we're going to come onto the ball of the left foot and try to get the right knee above the right ankle. Try to have your shoulders above your hips, and you don't want to hyperextend here. You want to draw the ribs in. Inhale, lift your arms alongside your head, and on your exhale, prayer pose. On your next breath out, I made a mistake, I should be this way. So on your next breath out from your high lunge, twist to the right and bring the left elbow outside the right thigh. Bring out the spine to the right. your breath flow, relax your toes. See if you can surrender into the rotation to the right, more so on the exhale. On your next breath out, bring your hands down, low lunge. Next breath out, downward facing dog. Hold in down dog, but just consider that when you go through this vinyasa, maybe you're going to go to chaturanga. I'm going to say chaturanga, upward facing, but you're going to do knees, chest, chin, quarter cobra if it feels better. Inhale, shift to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, and exhale back to downward facing. Inhale, come high on the balls of both feet, look forward. Exhale, step the right foot back to low lunge. Next breath in, left foot meets right, gaze to the forehead, and exhale, forward fold. Arms out to the side. Inhale, lift the prayer pose up. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. From here, let's leave the left foot where it is and take a step back with the right foot. And you want to take your right foot back, coming onto the ball of the right foot, enough that you can get your left knee above your left ankle. And we want to try to have the shoulders above the hips. We don't want to open the front ribs. We want to draw them in. Bring your hands above your head. I don't think I did it on the other side, but exhale, bring your hands to prayer pose. And on your exhale, you're going to twist to the left. You can't get that right. Turning to the my back to you, which isn't the worst thing. You know, I'm not being rude, but my voice projects better if I'm on Zoom with my face towards the camera. So see if it feels steadier, wobblier, and it doesn't matter, right? Reverse right angle, seeing if you can come into the rotation a little deeper. Let the breath flow, relax your toes, relax your face. On your next breath out, low lunge. On your next breath out, downward facing dog. If you're up for the challenge, inhale to plank, exhale chaturanga, inhale upward facing, and exhale back to downward facing. Inhale, come high on the balls of both feet, look forward. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Inhale, step the right foot to meet the left. Gaze to the forehead. Exhale, forward fold. Arms out to the side. Inhale, lift the prayer pose up. I'm meeting a beam here. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. So let's come down to the mat. This is an abbreviated practice, kind of an extra practice in between when we meet, if you're so inclined to utilize it. So let's come to, for our back bend, let's come onto our shins and curl the toes under. I'm on a thick carpet on a pretty thick mat. If you're on a hard surface and if for whatever reason you're not feeling, you're feeling it too much under your knees, you want to maybe put a towel under your mat or double or triple your mat over, but always pad up your knees. Don't tolerate if you feel too much pressure on them. So toes curled under for rabbit pose. We're going to go step by step and we're going to keep incorporating the first things we did, the second, the third, the fourth. So do everything I'm suggesting here, okay? Breathe. Bring the heels of your hands to your low back and press your pelvis forward. Draw your elbows towards each other. So feel that pressing down and forward with the heels of your hands. So I'm feeling a nice stretch in the low back. And then in opposition to that, lift the sternum. Notice how my spine gets longer. So keep your chin in towards your chest, pushing the pelvis forward, pushing the thighs forward, pushing the low back down and forward. And then either stay here or maybe reach back for the heels of your feet and maybe begin to ease your head back, but don't throw it back. And if it pinches in your neck, bring the chin closer to disengage that. Breathing. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, take your head side to side. Come to sit on your shins. It's a nice release for the tops of the feet. And let's lift the shins to open the front of the feet because we, in rabbit pose, we're getting circulation to where the toes meet the feet, but this is a nice counter pose. And then bring yourself back. Bring your knees the width of your mat. Your big toes are touching. and come to child's pose, either with your arms forward or your hands by your feet, and just breathe and release any stress or strain in the low back area. And then lift the upper body up, whether you're walking your hands in or just lifting up. And let's do headstand preparation. Let me just check my time for our inversion. So bringing the forearms to the mat, you're going to clasp your hands. And then you want to reach for your opposite elbow. If you can't reach your elbows, it's telling you to bring the elbows closer to each other till you can. And then that way we know the shoulders are properly supported. And then you reclasp your hands. Don't forget to reclasp your hands. So from this position, contract the muscles in the upper body a lot. Your head is not going to be on the mat for the preparation. So on an inhale, lift your hips up and draw your thighs back like you do for down dog. And hold and breathe for 3 to 6 breaths. The lowest chakra highest, the highest chakra lowest. So you're reversing the flow of energy in the chakra system. And when we become upright again, purified consciousness moves down to the lower chakras. And so that allows us to begin to move information from our unconscious level of thinking to our semi-conscious level of thinking, our dream state, and then eventually when we're ready for it, our conscious state. If you didn't already, come down to child's pose. Lift your upper body up. Let's come to lie on our back to hug the thighs into the belly. We're going to do a cross stretch and we're going to come to Shavasana. So coming to lie on your back, hug your thighs in towards your abdomen. And circle your legs a few times to the right and a few times to the left. And this isn't like a filler. We don't have anything better to do. I don't have anything better to say. It's a very good way to counteract the stress and strain of our back bending in the practice. And then bring the soles of the feet to the mat and stack your right knee on top of your left. That's different than your right ankle on your left thigh. Stack your right knee on top of the left. Bring your arms to either side of your torso, palms down or up. It's yogi's choice. And shift your hips to the right and then take both knees to the left. Maybe you can look over your right shoulder. Close your eyes and feel the pose from the inside. Inhale, bring the knees center, uncross the legs, stack the left knee on top of the right. Because the left knee's on top, shift your hips to the left and then take both knees to the right. Left shoulder melts down. See if you can gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale, bring the knees back center. Uncross the legs. Hug the thighs in one more time. And make your way to your final relaxation pose. So coming to lie flat on the back. Either arms lengthened at your torso, sides of your torso, or palms of your hands on your low belly. Again, whatever your inner teacher is telling you. So close your eyes in Shavasana and begin to transition away from this Ujjayi breath. Making your way to the involuntary breath, the breath that breathes you. Relax your face and hands and feet. Surrendering the weight of the physical self to the earth. And giving your muscles and cells the opportunity to record the movements you just did. And allowing the prana to go where it needs to go in your pranic body, where it needs to go to heal you. Just be. Begin to deepen the breath. Begin our transition back. Maybe move your fingers, maybe move your toes. The next time you breathe out, draw your thighs in towards your abdomen and roll over to your right side to a fetal position. So I don't know what time of day you're doing this practice. If you're able to roll with your more creative and passive characteristics, the right is the right side to roll to. If you had to get back to your desk and maybe be more analytical, it would serve you better to roll to the right side to your fetal position. But now, bring yourself upright to seal the practice. Bringing the palms of the hands together, the chin towards the chest. Oriam Tat Sat. It means God is everywhere, and that is that. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you for trusting me to guide you. Namaste. So ease yourself coming back. In my studio by myself, so I've got to turn this off and stop the recording. And I'll post it and let you know when it's available to view.